Hi, I'm Alex and welcome to Just the Tip, episode 3. On today's episode, we're going to cover the racing for the next few days, following jockeys or trainers, and last week's tips. First up, last week's tips. Now, last weekend was a bit rough and I only managed to break even. Even after a terrific start, it went a little average, but that's alright. Lucky enough, we only have to wait 7 days to have another shot at it. Race 1. Now, Super Cash was just way too classy, and that Don't Doubt Mama form is really shining through. Definitely one that I'm going to put in the black book for all of spring. Race 2, Black Tomahawk. You could see with 400 to go that he was in a lot of trouble. It was definitely going to be between the Quinella. He just got too far back. Now, Amanda stood up and won easily, and I think that will be the last time I back in Black Tomahawk. Race 3, Royal Rapture was just simply too good, and a 10 out of 10 ride here from Ben Allen. Now, when that horse came in with 200 to go, and he put the whip in the left hand, and gave it a bit of persuasion to get down there, the horse hit the line strong, and won. And it was an easy little Quinella for us to start off the day and get that bank rolling. Race 4, as predicted, it was a pretty ugly race, with a 13 to 1 shot getting in, and then a 41 to 1 and a 41 to 1 to get second and third respectively. It's just not worth punting on those races because it's just too unpredictable. Race 5, Whispering Brook. Now, unfortunately, when you're watching that even money favourite, you're probably not going to be too happy, but kicked well at the start, got in front, ran the race really nicely, and when was asked to give something, unfortunately had nothing left in the tank. Really nice runs from the back by Samara Dancer and Miss Rock, found at a big price. Race 6, to be honest, being beaten 0.7 of length isn't too bad, unless it's still not even good enough for third. This one hurt the most over the whole day. I was dead focused on Seabirds the whole way through the run, and I really thought he had it. He got out, it got wide, and then at the top of the straight, he got nice and balanced, like really quickly as well. He laid in a little bit slightly as he got tired, but boy, he was good and close. I'm not sure if that's his ceiling or not though. He might be close in the Guineas. Interesting to see his progression anyway. The markets have totally missed Wasn't Me's run, and depending on who comes down from Sydney, I think he could go very close in the Guineas. Race 7, Counterattack, again a victim of himself. Just jumped too well this time. Sat on the speed, hot speed at that with Jungle Edge, and it was just too much. Craig Williams, I'll give it to you. You gave it every chance you could, and it was just really crap to watch, unfortunately. Stuck 3 wide, Williams went forward, which was the right choice. But once he was there, he was going to be, it was going to be hard. He was a sitting duck. And on the turn, it was good to see Williams give him a little niggle to see what he had left in the tank. Unfortunately, the horse was done. And Bonorum and Voodoo Lad, they just had the beautiful rides behind. And the fact that Chris Waller came all the way down to Sydney to watch this one race and to miss these 4 wins in Sydney showed me how good that horse is going. And I definitely think there is a race in him this prep, but just not on the Saturday, unfortunately for us. Race 8, Awesome Rock. Now, I'm a bit puzzled with why the horse ran so bad because it looked really good in the yard, jumped well, sat nicely in the race, but when it got to the turn, I just looked at Black Heart Bar and I knew it was going 100 times better, so we were definitely going for second or third. But even so, it should have given a little bit more of a kick like it did in the start before, and it just ran really plain to the line. I know they took the bloods during the week and they've decided to go to the Toorak, but I'm just really not sure. It should have run a lot better than that, and I'm just, not convinced with its run. Race 9. Frustrated with the day so far, I chucked the remainder of my budget onto Hellbent and the Quinella. Thankfully, he didn't disappoint at all, and Shardell, my second pick, ran into second. Hellbent's sectionals were incredible, and that horse is certainly in for another big spring, and I'll put him in the black book for sure. With an eye on the AFL this week, and everyone watching the grand final, I've picked out just a couple of really good bets to definitely have a bit of money on for the weekend. Now, starting at Caulfield on Saturday, I like, in race 2, number 1, Lucky Liberty. Definitely an each way chance, and after coming 4th in its first start behind Hellbent, you can see where those form lines add up. Now, I really like its chances in this race, and when you're getting $7-8, you may as well have a little bit each way on it because it's got a really good chance. Race 4. Now, I like number 3, Miss Vista. Now, there's a lot of hype around this horse. Now, it looks exactly like Apache Cat, and that's why it's got this big cult following already. Now, it only has one danger in the race, and I think that's number 10, Ameristalia. Now, I hope I pronounced that correctly because it's an absolute mouthful. And I'm going to put those two in a Quinella together. But Miss Vista is definitely the real deal. If you look at her times over 1,000 meters, it's really, really impressive. And I think it's one to follow. Definitely put in your black book. She's going for 3 straight. And hopefully she will get there for us this weekend. Race 5. I've landed on number 1, Foreign Affair. Now, I really like this horse. I think it's got a great each way chance. And that all those form lines adding up behind Don't Doubt Mama are really, really impressive. Now, if you watch her 2 starts this prep have been 2 seconds, and they've both been really impressive, especially that last one at Moonee Valley. And I think that she's been really well placed for a win this time. She's got a really wide barrier, but I think if you're getting $9.50 and $3 a place, it's probably worth having a little bit each way on. And Henry Dwyer definitely wants her to get some black type before she goes out in the paddock, and this could be her last start. Race 7, I've ended up on number 6, Motown Lil. Now, I've been following this horse its whole prep. Its first start was nice, out wide in Sydney, and then it's come out and it's placed at its next few starts. I think that a big win bet on this one is the way to go. It's in a field where it's got a couple of competitors, but it's definitely the one that stands out to me. And I think if you watch the horse run, it's very impressive. It gets out again, it's going to be the winner. Now we move on to racing on Sunday at Flemington. Now, I really like in race 3, number 6, Rocketeer. Now, at that each way price, $7, $7.50, even $8 in some markets, I really like its chances. It's come up against a really tough field, but if you're looking for a little bit of value, I definitely think Rocketeer is the one to be on. Its last 2 starts have been really impressive, and I like the way it runs, and hopefully it'll get there again. In race 5, I've landed on number 7, Zanteca. Now, its last 3 starts have been woeful, absolutely appalling, out the back each 3 times, especially in the naturalism. I thought it would show a little bit more turn of foot than that, especially over 2000. Now, this horse has been waiting to get out to a trip, and it's been in my black book for the last 2 seasons, and I'm going to follow it in again. It's just a gut feeling I have, and when you're getting $13, it's sometimes worth those little gut feel punts. Now, if you listen to Darren Weir, he says this horse looks amazing on the track. And I looked at a bit of footage, and it does. It really has come through in the coat, and it looks nice and tight and fit. And 4th up could be, a little bit of overs at 13. If you go on its last 3 runs, you wouldn't even give this horse a chance. But out to the trip, you have to have a little bit of money each way, just in case. Race 6, I like number 3, Serenely, Discreet. Now, this horse has too much talent for what happened in its last start. It got boxed up right at the back, couldn't get through. Pretty unlucky, but it should have been hitting the line a lot stronger than that. But when you're getting $7, that's definite overs. It should be around the $4.55 mark in my opinion. So if you can still get it above that, then I would still be backing it. And when you're getting each way price, it's something to have a little bit on. Race 7, I like Hartnell. It's definitely the horse to be on in this race. If it brings even a fraction of its Sydney form down with it to the Victoria, it's going to win easily. It's got Jamaica in the race, Set Square, Roy Impulse. But I really think that, Hartnell was the one, that's the win, and you're going to have maybe a little bit each way on Roy Impulse and Jamaica if you want to dance around with the exotics as well. But definitely Hartnell, if it brings down any of its form, it's going to win. And the last meeting I want to attack is the Sha Tin meeting on Sunday night. Now, by this point, if you haven't had enough betting from the AFL Grand Final, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday during the day, and you have won nothing, we're going to get some winners late at Sha Tin. Now, this is definitely the desperation get-out stuff, but, if you can find some winners at Juicy Odds, it's going to be happy days anyway. Now, I like race 6, number 5, Iron Boy. And if you watch this last start, very impressive, ran on the inside, gets the Magic Man on his back this time, and I think that even if you're getting $2.10, $2.25, one to back in. Race 8, I like number 1, Peniaphobia, and number 2, Not Listening to Me. Now, both these horses ran in Dubai in the autumn of this year, and I think that they're a class above any horse that's going around at the moment. Now, I'm going to put them both in a little quinella and, probably put $20, $30 on it, box them up together, and I think you've got a real chance of hitting that quinella. Race 9, I like number 10, Dr. Listening. Now, this is going to be my bet of the day on the Sunday night, if that makes sense. So I'll be putting a big stake on Dr. Listening, and hopefully he'll get there in that last race of the day and end the weekend on a high. Beautiful. And thank you very much for the heads up, Davo. Not wearing the same shirt this week. Got the jumper on. Pretty cold in Adelaide. And also to you, Costas, we're going to do a little special on Box of Frogs for you in the coming weeks. Thank you.